Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be a summary of 2 Samuel 15, verses 1 through 37. Now, after some time, Absalom had made ready his chariot and his horses, and he had 50 men that went before him. Absalom would get up early and stand beside the gate, and when men came through the gate to talk to the king, then Absalom would say, I am one of the tribes of Israel, and I will make a judgment about your case, for the king is too busy. And any man that brings his case to me, I will give him justice. Now Absalom had went through the town of Israel, giving his hand out to men and kissing them, and telling them that he was going to be the judge of the land. Now Absalom had went and talked to David and said, I made a vow to the Lord that if he would allow me to come back to Jerusalem and be with my father, my brothers, and my family, that I would worship him and give sacrifices to the Lord. And now I must go to Hebron to make a sacrifice. And David said, Go in peace. Now, Absalom had his men with him. He took 200 men that knew nothing of his plan with him, and he also took the counselor of David. And his servants had said to the people, When you hear the sound of trumpets, then yell, Absalom reigns in Hebron. Now, the conspiracy was very strong, and it continued to grow as people began to join with Absalom. And then David had heard that the hearts of the people had been turned to Absalom. So David had turned to his servants and said, Let us leave from Jerusalem. We must arise and leave so that we can escape, and that we would escape the hands of Absalom. For if we don't, then evil will come upon us, and the edge of the sword will be against Israel. Now King David left 10 women of his concubine in the house to keep it prepared. And the king took the people with him to a far away city. And David told Ittai to go back to his home, for he was a stranger in a strange land. And Ittai said, As the Lord lives, I will stay with you, and I will go wherever you go. Whether you live or whether you die, I will be your servant. And David said to Ittai, Then go and pass over before us. And the people cried in a loud voice as they moved into the wilderness. Now the priests had also went with David, and they were carrying the ark covenant. And David turned to the high priest and said, No, turn back and take back the ark covenant to the temple. If I find favor in God's eyes, then he will see fit for me to come back to the city. And then David went up to the top of the mountain to worship. He was barefooted and his head covered. And Hushai came to meet David with his coat torn and dirt on his head. And David said to him, Do not go with me, or you will be a burden. But if you will return back to Jerusalem, then you can be my eyes and my ears. Go and tell the sons of the high priest what you have seen and what you have heard, and they will get word to me. Now Hushai was David's friend, and he was also the servant of Absalom, so that he could get information. May God be with you in everything and in every way.